How I Got Successful podcast. I am Priyanka and today Bhawana Sharma is joining us. She is a successful yoga instructor, a powerful woman with a beautiful career as a science teacher. Please welcome Bhawana Sharma. Welcome Bhawana. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Priyanka, for having me here.
As you are having a very great journey, very great career behind you, starting as a science teacher and now you are a yoga instructor. Can you please tell us a bit about yourself and how you got started?
Yeah. Actually, this was something which was really not thought of. So I started off as an English teacher, as a science teacher. And then I wanted to do a PG since I had got married earlier. So I was not in a position to go for regular classes. So for science, you need to be regular. You have your practicals. So you have to be a regular student. So that choice was not there with me. And I was in a remote place, my husband being from the defense forces. I was in one remote place from where, I could not access colleges and go and personally attend the classes. So that's how I chose to pursue a master's in English, which also happened to be one of my favorite subjects. From the very beginning, I've had a flair for English. I really love writing and I love reading. So I thought, why not give this a try? So I enrolled myself for English PG. I did my master's in English and it was also very unthought of, and I don't know how. I just did it and I got a gold medal. I topped the university in English and that was a great achievement for me. And it was a real confidence booster because it made me realize that if you believe in yourself and if you want to do something which is very different from what you think, but if you have a passion for it, you can definitely excel in that. And then I started off as an English teacher. I worked in various schools, and since my husband is in a transferable job, I kept moving from place to place. I did not actually find a place where I could settle down. So every time I was moving from one school to the other, I had to start off from scratch like a fresher. Every time trying to prove myself to reach a certain level and then again to get posted out from there. So I realized, my struggle was like going four steps forward and coming back 2 steps. So I thought, and then finally when I got a job where I got a permanent position, there was so much stress around, there was so much politics around that I felt, that this is harming my health. It's disturbing my family life. I'm not able to focus on my duties as a mother and as a wife, as a homemaker. So it made me suffer from guilt at some point. And I tried to figure out what can I do about it. Then I felt, my children need me more and my home needs me more and my work is giving me a lot of stress. So let me take a break. So that was the time when I decided to quit. I quit my job and after that, it was fine for some time. But then I had that feeling of hollowness, that feeling of being unproductive. Somewhere I felt that, I'm not using my potential. Maybe I could put it to some better use. And my health also started deteriorating at that time. It was the time when I was in an emotional upheaval. There was something going on in my personal life which was pulling me down. My daughter had left the house, so I was also suffering from that empty nest syndrome, feeling very dejected, very depressed, and not being able to adjust to that vacuum. Because I've been totally centered around my children, involved in each and every activity of their lives. So that vacuum was killing me. So that is when I came across a happiness program by Art of Living. I thought, let me give this a try. It might give me some happiness. So I joined the class. It was a 4-day program. So I won't say that, that 4-day program gave me a lot of happiness, but it did give me a direction. It gave me a reality check. Because in that class, we were supposed to sit in Vajrasana. And I always used to consider myself a health freak. I thought I was very perfect and fit because I used to go for regular walks. I took care of my health and I was maintaining a healthy body weight. So I was under this impression that I am as fit as somebody can be. But when I was required to sit there in Vajrasana for about quite some time, I realized that I was struggling a lot to be in that position. And that gave me a sort of reality check, am I actually that healthy as I'm assuming myself to be? Or really do I need to work on myself? And after that happiness program, I realized that breathing can have a lot of impact on your mood. It uplifts your mood. The way you breathe has a very great impact on uplifting your mood and setting your emotions right. So then I thought, I must sign up for a yoga class and try to see what difference it can make to me. So I started off as a student. I started, practicing just for health promotion. It was not to learn. It was just to keep my health in good shape. So I started joining this class, and every day after the class, I used to feel so much better. I felt so much positive, and I felt that I had more control over my emotions. Physically, it was definitely impacting me, but mentally and emotionally, I felt that, I was able to handle situations better. I went on to continue with my classes, and I did pretty well because that was something I was enjoying. So my instructors observed that, I was taking a lot of interest and progressing really well. So whenever they had to go on leave or take a day off, they would advise me and tell me, to conduct the class in their absence. So that's how I began to conduct the classes, and I really enjoyed doing that, making a difference to somebody's life, guiding people. And then I thought, probably this is my true calling. Then I decided that I should embark upon this journey, learn more about it, and maybe guide more people to de-stress and feel better emotionally, physically, and mentally. So that's how it all started.
That's very impressive and very insightful journey to know yourself and then work on it.
Yeah, and it happened accidentally. It was not planned at all.
What were your early challenges while realizing your vision?
I never thought I could work on it and make it flexible, because the age at which I had joined, in my middle ages. So I thought, younger generation, younger people have more flexibility in their body. I thought my muscles are already very stiff now. And I was very skeptical whether, I will be able to achieve a certain level of fitness, come to a level where I can actually instruct people and, show that, you can do this even in at this age. So that was my initial struggle, from struggling to reach your toes and just reaching up to your knees and trying to bend forward and not getting the desired results. It was frustrating at times, but then I kept on going with a lot of resilience, with a lot of patience and a belief in myself. And every day I tried to be a better version. Every day I tried harder. And I realized it's not as bad as you think, Even if it's late, it's always better, it's okay to be late, but it's better than not doing it at all.
Yes.
I started my journey, and I was very happy with the results that were coming. I felt that, whatever work I'm doing on myself was showing results. So I thought, that if I keep working hard, I can achieve the desired results. It gave me a positive mindset. So that was the biggest challenge. And once I overcame that challenge, the journey became very smooth, and I really loved my journey of learning yoga. Every day I looked forward to learning something new. And it's not only the physical or the practical aspect of yoga. I think the theory of yoga is equally interesting. It's very intriguing. And to know something about yoga which originated in our own country. People outside are following it, I think, with more sincerity and awareness than we Indians are doing it.
Yeah. So
I think it's a very important tool which should be there with every Indian, irrespective of their age. They should start right from the beginning, At a young age, if you start doing it like young people like you, if you start doing it right now, you are going to reap very rich benefits when you come to your middle ages. You will be able to prevent a lot of diseases, and you will also professionally do well. Because yoga has so much to offer at all the dimensions. So that's about it.
What challenges you are facing today?
Today I'm not facing any challenges as such. The challenge is just in the mindset, And one challenge is that I don't have a permanent setup, because, again, as I told you, my husband is from the armed forces, so we keep moving from place to place. So I'm unable to have a permanent setup where I can conduct my classes. That's the reason why I'm going with online classes.
Okay, so currently you are working as online only.
Yeah, I'm working as an online teacher. I take group sessions as well as private one-to-one sessions. I am also available for consultation calls if somebody wants to know more about yoga and how yoga can help them in their specific needs. So I guide them about that, and for young and aspiring people like you, I'm always available to give my guidance and my insight into my life, so that people can take inspiration and go forward with this profession as well.
As you said that the biggest challenge for you was to overcome that irrespective of your age, you can do that or not.
Yes, the best part about yoga is yoga has so many variations. Yoga is not just about hatha yoga that we do with the body. Yoga is about, doing well, focusing on what you're doing with complete detachment. Complete attention, but complete detachment at the same time. That means you do your work with all your attention, all your sincerity, and you just leave it. You don't bother to connect with the outcome of that. Just leave it. Do your best and just leave the rest. That is, karma yoga, which is described in the Gita. Yoga karma su kaushalam. Just do your work with kushalta, skillful. And then you just see, if you are doing your work well without any attachment, then you won't feel disappointed if results are not coming, because results are not in your hand. Only the effort is in your hand. So you must not shy away from putting in efforts. Do all the effort that you can, put in your best, and just leave the rest, because that is not in your hands. So likewise, yoga has a lot of branches like karma yoga, bhakti yoga, raja yoga, hatha yoga, and then there's mantra yoga, lay yoga. So depending on your capacity, depending on your inclination of your mind, you can choose for any type of yoga that you want. And all of them have the same objective. The objective of yoga is to connect you with your soul, to connect you with your inner self. And these are different parts of yoga which take you towards that common goal. Even if you're 100 years old, you can still practice yoga. It's not necessary that you have to sit in a cross-leg position on the mat to do practice. You can sit on the chair, you can sit on your bed, and then just practice mantra yoga, do a little bit of meditation, or just do some karma yoga, do some social service, with selflessly, without expecting any results. That is also yoga, because that helps you connect with your inner self. It helps you find your real meaning. So that way yoga is for everyone.
Because most people think like that, mostly after 40s around that, people think like, okay, now we can't do that, it's not our job. So
and the sad part is that most of the people turn towards yoga when they hit their 40s, and when they come across some health problems, and doctor advises them that now, nothing is going to work, it's better you start doing yoga. So that is the time when they turn towards yoga. But I think if that realization comes a little earlier, even if it's in your teenagers, then it is going to benefit you immensely, because it will help you build a lot of immunity in your body. Your body will have a well-rounded personality, good strength in your body, good physique, nice height, good memory, concentration, balanced approach, less of hyperactivity, less of anxiety. People in young ages and teenagers nowadays have a lot of anxiety issues. I come across so many mothers who are concerned about their children, and they want me to guide them, because they're, undergoing a lot mentally and emotionally. There's a lot happening in people's lives, especially children these days, and they're unable to cope with that. So if they start beginning with yogic practices, it will help them, resolve those issues, at least cope with them. Because yoga teaches you to endure what cannot be cured and to cure what need not be endured. So that way, if it's not curable, if it's not something which you can resolve or something in your hands, you can definitely learn how to approach the situation and handle it properly without getting affected. So I think yoga should be, it should be an important part of your curriculum in schools. Every child should be made to realize its importance, and they should be made to practice this. At least mindfulness, breathing, sitting still for 5 minutes, just focusing on your breath. These are practices which are very simple, not taking much time, but they can go a long way in, bringing about a lot of calmness in your mind, stability in your body. So that's what I think it's a need of the hour.
It will be very helpful for focusing your attention to one thing.
Exactly. It will help you improve your performance as well. When your mind is calm and you're more focused, you have good memory, you have good concentration, and good health to go with it, you will definitely, perform well in your life.
Yeah. What advice would you have given to yourself at the start of this journey?
To myself, the advice was this, that, just keep going. Don't stop. Don't let anything pull you down. Whatever obstacles, impediments come in your way, just take them as a stepping stone. Step over them and reach your goals. Don't ever give up. Just keep going, because yoga is a journey. It's not a destination.
Yeah.
It's a journey. You just keep going, keep going, keep going. And there's never a point where you feel, I have done it all. This is something which is like a deep ocean, you keep diving down, diving down, diving down. And probably it's like that, what is that triangle? That point in the sea,
Triangle.
Exactly. It's something like that. You just keep diving, 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 and you just want to dive into that. And you don't reach there. So there is no destination per se. You just keep going, 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 and you enjoy the process. And you evolve during the process. And you will love the version that you become during the process, because every day, every opportunity, everything that you do transforms you completely. It has been magical for me. It has made me so much emotionally strong. I used to be a very emotionally weak person. And today I'm very emotionally strong. I can view things from a broader perspective. I can empathize with people. I understand their problems. And I'm willing to spread the awareness of yoga. I want to take it to as far and wide as possible to spread this knowledge and to impact as many lives as I can. Because I want people to start it at a younger age, not wait for, like me, to reach your middle age and then hit a crisis in life and then turn to yoga. You must do it a lot earlier.
What is the one result you want to share with others? Like the one result which you was not expecting that even happened to you, but it really happened, it changed your life. So what's the one result?
Yeah, I think there are many I can quote here. My daughter was suffering from high eye pressure. She had a lot of migraine issues and she was under medication for 1.5 years. And it was not giving any result. In fact, the side effects were more pronounced. Because at that time, she was in a 10th standard and, she was suffering from memory issues as a result of the side effect of the medication. She used to keep sleeping the whole day. She was under sedation because of that medication. And she was feeling very bad about it, because she was not able to devote the kind of attention and the time that she needed to prepare for her board exams. So I asked the doctor, is this medication really going to help? Like, I am just seeing the negative part of this medication. Her headaches are still there, and in spite of that, she's continuing with the side effects of the medication. So the doctor told me honestly, see, this medication is not just going to cure the symptoms, meanwhile temporarily, but there is no cure for migraines. So it's not a permanent cure. He himself advised me, if you can go in for yoga, tell her to do some meditation, tell her to do some deep breathing, that might help her. So that is the time I decided, now no more of medication now. I just stopped with that completely, and I told her, to begin with breathing practices, to do a little bit of meditation, which she did, and the results were quite visible. Touch wood, today now she doesn't have those issues. The frequency has reduced drastically. Maybe once in 2 or 3 months she has an episode of headache and migraine, and which resolves very quickly. She doesn't have to take any medication for that. Just a little bit of rest and she's good to go. Besides that, I had knee problems about 12 years back, and it was quite bad, and the doctor said, that your knees are giving up, like it's a beginning stage of osteoarthritis. I was not prepared to hear that at a young age. I was already working at that time. And I thought, maybe 10 years down the line, I may be on a wheelchair. I was visualizing myself there, and it was giving me nightmares. But then when yoga happened, I just found all my pains disappearing, all aches and pains going back. And then I got an X-ray done. And I was very surprised to see the doctor told me, your knee is perfectly normal. There is nothing abnormal about it. So that is the power of yoga, Something like, which is considered a progressive disease, something like which people feel that it's not curable. I'm not claiming that incurable things will definitely be cured, but if you keep working, there are chances that if you're giving your body the time and the energy and the right direction to accelerate the natural healing, your body has a capacity of healing itself naturally. You just have to assist it in that direction, which yoga does. So with my right kind of lifestyle, right kind of eating habits and my regular yoga practice, I could ward off that problem. And I'm very happy to say that now I am not suffering from that problem at all. And besides that, there are innumerable other benefits, like I said, emotional strength, mental strength, and a positive outlook towards life. So I think that is something which nothing else can give you. So that is something I must say, everybody should practice because the effects are magical.
Results are very amazing.
Yeah.
What's your vision for next 10 years?
My vision is to spread the knowledge of yoga as far and wide as I can. I don't have any business plans in mind. I am not money-driven person. At this point of time, I feel, it's more important to spread the knowledge, to let people know about it, to help them, be healthy, to help them try to be their better versions. So I'm not looking at a business plan or a business model where I'm going to earn lakhs or crores or whatever. I'm just looking at myself, being able to impact lives. Maybe 5 years down the line, I might start a yoga ashram of my own and, conduct offline classes and help people with their ailments, help them come out of their mental traumas, help them come out of their emotional weaknesses, and make them better versions of themselves, basically. That's my goal.
It's totally not money driven. It's a thing you want to connect with people and want to help them.
Exactly. It's my passion now. And not more of a profession, I would say it's more of a passion. Because I've experienced this for myself. And I found the results, and I want people should not, stay away from this. People should not be unaware of this. They should be at least aware so that they can take a call whether they want to go ahead with it or not. That is their call. But at least they should be aware that something like this exists, which can help them.
Yeah, well, that's all the time we have for this podcast today. Thank you so much for joining. And if people want to connect with you, want to know more about you and want to join your yoga classes, so how they can connect with you?
They can connect with me through my LinkedIn profile.
Okay, and any other sort of connection type, like how or any other ways?
Or they can connect me through WhatsApp. I'll give my WhatsApp number.
Okay, that's really great because people really want a genuine kind of people whom they will connect and really find the consultation and helpful things. Thank you so much, Bhavana, for joining us today.
Thank you so much, Priyanka. You gave me this opportunity to spread the knowledge to as many people as you can, and that's a noble job. So thank you once again and wish you all the best for your future endeavors.
Thank you, Bhavana.